Now I am.
You're recording now?
Yes.
Hey, YouTube! What up? Zeromus555 here, coming to you guys with a deck profile. Shout out to Akito Dotes. I think that's how you say his name. He's probably going to give me a hard time about that. I still don't know how to say his name properly. I'll have it down in the description down below. Make sure you go check out his channel. He's a big scrub. Me and him did a deck swap. I traded him my wind-ups and a couple extra deck cards. And some cars for his Bujin deck. Yeah, I've always liked this deck. I think it's really cool. It's still really good. It's got a decent shadow matchup. It's just a really good grind deck in general. And I still think it's one of the best decks in the game. So, yeah, I wanted to pick it up off of him, and he was down for it because he thought this deck was boring. I kind of like the control aspect of it. As you guys know, I guess you could say I'm a helmet player. I love wearing helmets. I'm all about the protective gear. When I go riding a bike, when I go jumping off cliffs, when I go skydiving, you gotta wear a helmet. And that's what this deck is all about. It's just helmet.deck. I hate those helmet jokes, but I had to say it.
Nerd!
But yeah, no, I like Bujins because it's one of those decks where you can kind of just like sit on one monster, much like Samurai and Herald, and you can just kind of control the board, and it still works really well. Bujincarnation is obviously broken, but you guys already know Bujins. It's been around for a while now, so let's get on with the deck profile.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with different play styles, I mean.
No, I know, but this is like my play style, so
yeah.
Is that good? Okay. So obviously 1, 2, 3 Yamatos. Obviously everyone knows this deck is getting, a lot of it's getting reprinted in the new Mega Tins, but I think these are still going to be hard to pull because they're still the same rarity, so yeah, these are unlimiteds, but that's cool. Yeah, you need to play 3 Yamato, staple. 2 Hirume. I would never play 3, way too cloggy. I've had a few games where I've just opened this by itself and it's trash, but excuse me, you need it because it's a Tenki target. It gives you a free special, so you can do some overlay plays. It's also pretty big. It's a 2,000 beater. I've never got off his second effect, where you can discard a card and your opponent discards a card, but I'm sure it'll happen one day. Just 1 Mikazuchi. I see a lot of people running 2. Now, the reason why I run 1 is Jeff Jones actually said it really well, too. He said, like, when you need the 1, you can get the 1. Its special summon effect is actually really relevant. The one where a Bujin Beast Warrior monster is destroyed, you can special summon this guy from your hand. It's still very relevant, especially when you have Kaiser Colosseum on the field, and Kaiser Colosseum is still very, very good as well. So I just feel like 2, though, is kind of cloggy, like you don't really need it. But yeah, anyways. And then 1 Arasuda. This guy's really cool because he combos really well with Hirume. So you can like banish a Bujin monster from your graveyard with Hirume, and then you can special summon this guy in defense, and then you can overlay for a 4. His effect's actually pretty good too. I've got it off a couple times, where at the end phase, if you've done a Bujin, like a Yamato's effect, a dump or whatever, you can draw 1 card and then discard 1 card. So it kind of just like flows the deck a little nice or a little better. These ones are pretty stable. I'm not going to say much about these. 2 Hare, 2 Turtles, 1 Quilin. I was testing 1 Centipede. I actually liked him. I think he's actually quite good, especially now that people are playing Vanity's Emptiest and stuff more. But I didn't like drawing him, and I feel like this is kind of the standard lineup anyways. So
I can't remember. Does Centipede you have to banish, or is it?
Yeah, it's just like Quilin, but it pops up.
Yeah,
and it doesn't have to be face up. The problem with this guy is it's just destroy face up card, which is cool. But he'd be better if he was destroy a card on the field. Obviously, that'd be really, really freaking busted. But I mean, whatever. 1, 2, 3 Cranes. Obviously, I may actually test out dropping a Crane and running 1 Sinyao. I don't know how to say his name. Sinyu.
The Ultra.
The honest guy from the graveyard. I just find like sometimes you draw these and you have to like summon it and overlay with it, and it kind of sucks. And it'd be nice if it was like a Sinyu. Because at least that way you could get his effect off from the graveyard. Like Crane, when you detach it, it doesn't do anything. I think Sinyuo has a better effect too, because it's like literally honest effect, but it's just the fact that he's not as versatile as Crane. I think this guy could possibly be hit too, but I don't know. We'll see. And my last monster is honest. It's this plus that guy is GG. So yeah, gotta run it. I don't run any hand traps. I was running 2 Maxis, but I decided to just put them in the side deck because it's really not that good against Shadows, and it's okay against some decks, but I mean the game's really slowing down. So that's it for monsters, guys. I think it's 17 monsters. Spells, 3 Tenkis. Nothing to say about that. I'm running 3 dualities. I see a lot of people running 2. I think that's fine, but I think this is one of the few decks that actually really gets away with running 3 duality, because you can literally just sit on Yamato and just keep gaining advantage, and this just helps you get to like your Carnation faster, gets to Honest faster, gets to Yamato and Tenki faster if you don't open up with it, etc., etc.
I just hate when you like have Bujincarnation in hand and you're looking for another card and you draw into Pot Duality late game.
It's not really a big deal. Like if you're in that situation and you're behind, you're gonna play this anyways. You're not gonna play the duality, so because this card's nuts. 3 Bujincarnation, have to run 3 of this. I know when it first came out, people were like, "Oh, you run 1, you run 2, you don't run any," and then it's like, no, dude, you need to run 3 of this thing. Like this is your comeback card. You can use multiples of these in a turn. It's really crazy now too, because obviously, other than the fact that it can make that guy, it can also make Amaterasu, which he's actually pretty good. Of course, you need another monster to make it, but it's not too hard with Hirume now. You can make him. You can make him because he's a Beast Warrior. You can make Diamond Direwolf, and then like detach, pop something on your opponent's side of the field, and then you can use like another one in your hand. Now, obviously, with Castel, he's a Winged Beast, so you can make him.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, so I mean, you have lots of options for this card. Of course, you don't have to overlay. You can just leave, like, you could summon a Yamato and banish Mikazuchi back or something like that, and just leave them, and then get more pluses at the end phase. So
It's such a strong play when you can, Bujincarnation, then summon another level 4, and then leave the Yamato on board and use the other 2 for Susanoo.
Yeah, it's really
you just
good.
set yourself up for a strong
also,
play.
you could always just, like, overlay the 2 for Susanoo, and then you could just, like, detach, search another Yamato, and then just normal summon it, because you haven't special, or normal summon it that turn.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
It's really good. I'm running 3 MST. I think this card's really good again. I've always thought this card was good, as you guys know, but I like setting this and have my opponent set a back row and end phase MST just to get stuff out of there. It's still really good. I mean, it's great versus artifacts if you do it during their turn, as long as you don't hit Sanctum. And it's also really good now because more people are playing Vanity's Emptiness as well. So, I mean, you could obviously cut these out for Lance and whatnot, but I like this card a lot better. Tenki's obviously a card too. And one of my least favorite cards of all time, Skill Drain, is still at 3, and it really poops all over this deck, especially if I can't get Quilin in the graveyard, so I think this is really important. 2 Kaiser Colosseum. I would never run 3. 2 Cloggy. I think 2 is perfect. You kind of see it when you want it. It's actually, I thought it wasn't going to be good against Shadows, but it's still really good against Shadows. And it's actually quite good against most other decks as well. It's really good versus Satellars, I should say. Just because they might get their Deneb search off. Deneb's only 1500 to run them over, and then they can do like Altair, but they can't activate his effect. So kind of leaves them in a sticky pickle, and yeah, I totally just said sticky pickle. And yeah, I think it's kind of important still. And I'm not sure about this card. This last spell I'm running 1 Soul Charge. I just like it because when you're behind on cards, or you're behind in the game, you can kind of play this, and it makes some big plays mid to late game. So obviously a little more versatile than Bujincarnation in that sense, but I think I may drop it out for Book of Moon or something just for some more protection. But Book of Moon's really bad versus Shadows, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. So on to the traps. 1, 2, 3 Fiendish Chain. Way too good right now. Gotta run it. I still like it better than Breakthrough Skill. That card's gay. 2D Prisons. This card's freaking awesome right now. This is like, it's so funny because this trap went from being like one of the worst traps in the game to being like one of the best, and just with one format, which is nuts. It's great versus hands. It's great versus Shadows now. It's really good versus the Satellar Knight XYZ if they don't end up popping this, stuff like that. And then obviously I'm running Compulse, Bottomless, Torrential, and Warning.
The big 4.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Bujin players don't play this. I like it because obviously you can just go Yamato turn 1, set this, and then dump Hair, and then like your opponent's turn, he can start going off thinking like, okay, you're not going to Tori, and then you can flip this up, banish the Hair, protect your Yamato, and like nuke his board. It's not very good against Shadows at all. Like, it's terrible versus Shadows, but it's really good versus Satellar Knights, and I mean, it's just good against like spammy decks. And this deck has a problem with decks that can speed past it. So I like this card in here. And Compulsory is good again, people. Play this card. It's so freaking good. I wish it was still at 3. So that's the main deck, guys. 40 cards. Let's go on with the extra deck. I am missing 1 Susanoo, so do kind of, yeah,
Scrub.
Yeah, don't judge me. I only have 2 right now. I'm going to get another one. These are totally out of order. I screwed up.
Your 10 minutes.
My 10 minutes? Okay. There we go. Okay, I fixed it. Ish. Okay, so we have 1 Amaterasu. I have it. Play it. I have room. I don't have 101 in Exciton yet. I've never summoned him, but he looks cool. He's a ghost rare. And his effect is actually pretty freaking good. When you summon him on your turn, it's not when you summon him, just during your turn, you can basically detach material from him, and you can special summon one of your banished Bujin monsters, and then during your opponent's turn, you can add one of your level 4 or lower Bujin, or banished monsters from your deck, or sorry, from your banished zone to your hand. So in that sense alone, like, you don't really ever go minus off this guy, and 26 is pretty good. Plus he's a beast warrior. 2 Sanimos. I would play 3. Definitely always play 3. I just need to get another one. Of course, the tin's coming out soon or whatever, so I can get some then. But yeah, he's like MVP. He's basically Gyurgen X on crack. 1 Tsukiyomi. I also am missing Kagasuchi. I have to get that too, but I've never had a game where I've needed to bring him out. Yeah, he's good, but I have not made him yet either. Mainly, you just make this guy. 1 Omega. And then also running 1 Black Ship. Like I said, I would run 101 if I had it, but I don't have one yet. So until I get that, there's a couple cards I'd cut out. Castel, Diamond Direwolf, Paladynamo, Heartland Draco. This card's awesome. Just like steals games, especially in this deck because you do so much damage. Steelstorm Roach. I'll probably cut him out for Exciton Knight when I get it. My Stroke. I will cut out My Stroke for 101. Dweller, Cowboy, and Rhapsody and Berserk. I'll probably cut him out for the 3rd. What's he called?
I was actually debating between Omega and Ragna Zero, just because
Ragna Zero's not really that important anymore, though.
Yeah, because not many people play Fire.
It's against Bujins and Fire Fist. That's about it. So,
yeah.
And this, yeah. Anyways, guys, that's the deck profile. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I will have a Herald deck profile up for you guys soon. I know there's also a couple people looking for a Psychic deck profile. That might not be anytime soon. I feel like that deck's just not even viable right now, unfortunately, which is too bad because I love Psychics. But definitely I'll have a Herald deck profile up for you guys soon. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Peace.